Today I want to share a simple but powerful truth. No one cares about your dreams as much as you do. It may sound harsh, but let me explain why it's actually empowering. When I started Alibaba, there were only 18 of us in a small room. We had no money, no investors, and no guarantees. If I didn't fight for my dreams, who would? This reality isn't a limitation. It's an invitation to take full control of your life. Life is filled with distractions and external voices. We all crave recognition, appreciation, and support. Deep down, we want others to notice our struggles and validate our efforts. It's human nature. But the world doesn't work that way. Most people are so absorbed in their own challenges that, while they may clap when you succeed or shake their heads when you fail, they quickly return to their own lives. The hard truth is that no one will carry the weight of your dreams for you. This lack of attention isn't something to fear. It's an opportunity for empowerment. Think of your dreams as a flame in your hands. Only you can protect, nurture, and grow that flame into something extraordinary. If you wait for others to value or understand your vision, you'll be wasting precious time. I often say, when you're poor, if you have a dream, you never feel truly poor. Why? Because dreams give meaning to your struggle and the energy to push forward, even in the darkest moments. Your belief in your dreams is what matters most. I often ask, if not now, when? If not me, who? This question has guided me through countless obstacles. Many people wait for the perfect moment or the approval of others, but here's the truth. The perfect moment never comes. The world won't stop and hand you an opportunity. The secret is to start with what you have, where you are, and adjust along the way. Yes, the journey will feel lonely at times, but does that really matter? When I felt discouraged, I reminded myself that my mission was bigger than anyone's opinion. Success isn't about the applause or the criticism. It's about the progress you make, the skills you build, and the strength you gain. Believe me, when you persevere, the world eventually notices. Until then, remember this. The only fuel you need for your journey is your own belief. Now, what will you do with that power? We live in a world where appearances often matter more than substance. It seems like everyone is racing to showcase their success, even if the reality behind the scenes is far less glamorous. Early on, I realized that external validation is like a mirage. It may seem important, but it never truly reflects who you are. When I started Alibaba, many laughed at me. Who would ever buy something online, they asked. But I learned you don't need others' approval to move forward. Seeking validation is a trap. Have you noticed how much energy we spend trying to please people who may not even care? It's a never-ending cycle. People don't understand your struggles or the weight of your challenges, and that's liberating. It means you have the freedom to take risks, fail, and grow without the constant pressure to meet everyone's expectations. As I like to say, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. Focus on evolving, not conforming. When I began my journey, I was just an English teacher with a crazy dream. The truth is, no one believed in me, and why would they? They couldn't see what I saw. It's the same for you. Your dreams, your vision, your potential, these are things only you can fully understand. And that's a gift because it means you don't need anyone's approval to start. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you'll move forward. Let me be clear, what others think of you does not define who you are. Your actions do. You must build, make mistakes, and try again. When you stop chasing external validation, you discover an incredible freedom. Opinions are fleeting, but the work you do on yourself is lasting. Authenticity is a rare and valuable currency. Spend it wisely by investing in your growth rather than others' opinions. So what are you waiting for? The world is full of noise, but it doesn't have to be your soundtrack. Your journey is about courage and consistency. Acknowledge your worth, recognize your capabilities, and focus on what truly matters. Remember, as I often ask, if not now, when? If not me, who? That's the power of realizing you're already enough to chase your goals. The question is, what will you do with it? Fear is something we all face. When I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I had more doubts than answers. People said my idea of creating an online platform in China was crazy. We had no money, no technology, and no investor support. Fear was always there, whispering for me to quit. But then I realized something that changed everything. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward despite it. Fear can paralyze you. It tells you that you're not good enough, that the road is too hard, or that failure is inevitable. But here's the truth. Even the greatest visionaries have faced doubt. Think about the first time you tried something new. Maybe you felt that knot in your stomach, but once you took the first step, you realized you were capable of so much more. Each moment of uncertainty is a chance to build resilience. I always remind myself, when you're poor, but you have a dream, you never feel truly poor. Dreams have the power to pull you through fear and focus your energy on what's possible. In the early days of Alibaba, doors were slammed in our faces repeatedly. It would have been easy to give up, but I held on to my vision. I knew that fear was temporary, but the impact of my work could be lasting. Letting fear dictate your decisions will keep you stuck. It's like sitting in a boat anchored in a storm. You're safe, but going nowhere. Courage is lifting the anchor and braving the open sea. Yes, the waves will challenge you, but it's in the movement that you find strength. Every step you take in the face of fear diminishes its hold on you and replaces it with confidence. So, how do you face fear? Start small. Take one step at a time. Understand that failure is part of the process, and it's okay to fall. The only true failure is giving up before you even try. Remember, every step you take in the dark is proof of your potential. It's not about perfection, it's about having the courage to keep moving, even when the path is uncertain. I always say that the greatest investment you can make is in yourself. When I started Alibaba, I knew I didn't have financial resources, but I understood that I possessed something invaluable: my knowledge, my vision, and my determination. These were the most important assets to build something meaningful. The same applies to you. Before seeking external resources, ask yourself, what am I doing to strengthen my greatest asset? The world is full of distractions. People spend hours comparing their lives to others but forget that real progress comes from investing in their own skills and experiences. Knowledge is something no one can take away from you. It's like building a solid foundation that supports any structure. The more you learn, the better prepared you are to face challenges. Think of it as sharpening a blade. Without this effort, even the most promising sword loses its edge. When I talk about investing in yourself, I'm not just referring to formal education. Learning is everywhere. Read books that challenge your way of thinking, seek mentors who inspire you, and above all, don't be afraid to fail. During my journey, I made many mistakes. Each one was a valuable lesson that shaped who I am today. This is how you turn experiences into wisdom and skills into confidence. You are the sum of the choices you make every day. Imagine that every small effort is like depositing into an investment account. At some point, the results begin to show. The return isn't just financial, but also personal and emotional. You become someone who not only seeks opportunities, but is also ready to seize them. That's what it means to be your greatest asset, always being prepared for what's to come. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I investing enough in myself? Set aside time to reflect, learn, and grow. Remember, no one can do this for you. When you understand that you are the foundation of your success, you begin to see the world as full of possibilities waiting to be explored. The next step is in your hands. Waiting for the perfect moment is one of life's biggest traps. When I was building Alibaba, there was never a perfect moment. We didn't have money, expertise, or a clear roadmap. What we had was a belief that we needed to start no matter what. The truth is, the perfect moment never arrives. There will always be challenges, doubts, and reasons to hesitate. Action is what turns dreams into reality. Each small step brings you closer to your goal. It doesn't matter if the conditions aren't ideal. What matters is that you begin. Think of a seed planted in less than perfect soil. With care and persistence, it can grow into a tree. The same is true for your dreams. By taking action, you give them the chance to grow, even when the circumstances aren't perfect. I often ask, if not now, when? If not me, who? This mindset pushes you to move forward despite the fear. If I had waited for everything to align perfectly, Alibaba would have remained just an idea. You don't need the stars to align to start your journey. What you need is the courage to take that first step. Progress comes from consistent action, not from waiting for ideal conditions. Each step you take builds momentum and strengthens your confidence. It's in the doing that you learn, adapt, and grow. Remember, even the greatest success stories began with a single, often uncertain step. So what's stopping you? Stop waiting for the perfect moment and create it instead. Your future depends on the decisions you make today, not on waiting for the right time to come. The time is now, and the opportunity is yours to seize. Life is full of obstacles, but I've learned that it's in overcoming them that we discover our true strength. Resilience is the foundation of success. When I started Alibaba, we faced rejection after rejection. Bankers said no, potential partners doubted us, and competitors underestimated us. Yet each no taught us to stand taller and push harder. Resilience doesn't mean you won't encounter difficulties. It means transforming the way you face them. Challenges are not roadblocks, they're stepping stones. Every setback is a chance to grow, learn, and become stronger. It's about continuing even when everything seems to work against you. I often say, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. This mindset is what resilience is all about. Instead of trying to alter circumstances, focus on adapting and growing. Change your approach, refine your strategy, and persevere. That's how you turn challenges into opportunities. When you persist, even in tough times, you prove to yourself that you are capable of going beyond your limits. Resilience doesn't remove the problems, it changes your perspective on them. It's not about avoiding difficulties, but embracing them as part of the journey. Each time you fall, take it as an invitation to rise stronger. Resilience shapes who you are and prepares you for greater challenges ahead. See difficulties not as barriers, but as steps toward success. Remember, every fall is a lesson, and every rise is a victory. Comparing yourself to others is a trap that robs you of joy and progress. Early in my journey, I found myself looking at others who seemed to have more resources, connections, or knowledge. It was disheartening at times, but I quickly realized that everyone is on their own unique path. Your struggles, victories, and lessons are yours alone, and no one else's story can define your worth or potential. When you constantly measure yourself against others, you lose sight of your own growth. Imagine running a race but always looking sideways at the other runners. You'll miss the finish line. The only true competition is with the person you were yesterday. Ask yourself, how can I improve today? This mindset not only keeps you focused, but also allows you to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. I often remind people, when you're poor, if you have a dream, you never feel poor. That's because your dream gives you purpose, and with purpose comes fulfillment. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel. Their success doesn't diminish your potential. Instead, focus on what makes you unique and build on that foundation. When I started Alibaba, there were plenty of companies with more resources and better technology. But I didn't let that intimidate me. I concentrated on what we could do differently. This focus on our own strengths allowed us to innovate and stand out. The same applies to you. By embracing your individuality, you unlock a level of creativity and confidence that comparisons will only hinder. So stop looking sideways, look inward and recognize your own value. Success isn't about meeting someone else's standards. It's about defining your own and striving for them every day. Your path is unique, and the world doesn't need another copy. It needs the authentic version of you. In a world filled with expectations and judgments, being authentic can feel risky, but authenticity is freedom. When I started Alibaba, I was just a former teacher with a big idea. I wasn't a tech expert or a businessman, yet I chose to embrace who I was, flaws and all. That authenticity became our strength. It showed people that you don't need to be perfect to succeed, you just need to be real. Being authentic means embracing both your strengths and your weaknesses. It's about showing up as your true self, without fear of judgment. This attitude not only liberates you, but also inspires those around you. People connect with honesty, not with perfection. When you stop pretending to be something you're not, you create space for genuine relationships and opportunities. I've always believed that authenticity is your greatest asset. It's what makes you unique and valuable in a world that often encourages conformity. Don't waste time trying to fit into someone else's mold. Instead, focus on discovering and refining your own voice. That's where true confidence comes from, not from approval, but from self-acceptance. When you're authentic, you also find clarity. You stop chasing things that don't align with your values and start pursuing what truly matters to you. This focus makes your journey more fulfilling and your goals more meaningful. Remember, the freedom to be yourself is the foundation of lasting success. So, dare to be authentic. Speak your truth, follow your heart, and embrace your imperfections. The world needs the real you, not a version shaped by others' expectations. And in being true to yourself, you'll discover a strength and freedom you never thought possible. Failure is not the end. It's one of the most valuable teachers you'll ever have. When I started Alibaba, we failed many times. There were meetings where no one believed in us, deals that fell apart, and ideas that didn't work. But each failure taught us something important. It shaped our strategies, sharpened our focus, and built our resilience. Without those failures, we wouldn't have succeeded. Mistakes are inevitable, but they are also opportunities. Each time you stumble, you gain a chance to learn, adjust, and grow. Failure isn't a sign of weakness. It's a step towards strength. I often remind myself and others that the greatest entrepreneurs and leaders have failed many times before finding success. The key is to see failure not as a dead end, but as a stepping stone. Think of failure as a map. Every wrong turn teaches you something about the path you're on. When we faced rejection in the early days of Alibaba, I didn't see it as a defeat. I saw it as feedback. Each no helped us refine our approach until we finally got a yes. It's this perspective that transforms setbacks into breakthroughs. The only real failure is giving up. If you keep moving, even after falling, you're still making progress. Don't be afraid to take risks and make mistakes. Every attempt, successful or not, brings you closer to your goals. Remember, failure doesn't define who you are. How you respond to it does. So embrace failure as part of your journey. Learn from it, adapt, and keep pushing forward. Each lesson you gain from failure brings you closer to the success you're working toward. And when you finally achieve your goals, you'll look back and see that every setback was a necessary part of the journey. Great achievements are not born from grand gestures, but from consistent daily efforts. When I started Alibaba, there were no shortcuts or quick wins. Every day was a step forward, sometimes small, sometimes uncertain, but always purposeful. This taught me that success is built on the foundation of daily commitment. It's the small, consistent actions that transform dreams into reality. Each day presents a new opportunity to move closer to your goals. Imagine a stonecutter striking a rock. On the 100th blow, the stone splits in two, not because of that one strike, but because of the many that came before it. That's what commitment looks like. It's not about instant results. It's about building momentum, day by day, until the results come naturally. When you commit to your goals daily, you create habits that lead to long-term success. These habits become the invisible scaffolding supporting your growth. For me, this meant showing up every single day, no matter how difficult or uncertain things seemed. Whether it was preparing a pitch, learning something new, or simply encouraging my team, those small actions added up over time. I often remind people, success is not about what you do occasionally. It's about what you do consistently. This consistency builds confidence, sharpens your skills, and keeps your vision alive. Even when no one is watching, those quiet moments of dedication define your future. They separate those who merely dream from those who achieve. So what are you doing today that aligns with your dreams? Focus on the actions you can take right now, no matter how small. Each step matters, and every effort you make strengthens the foundation for your success. Remember, commitment isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about showing up every day for what matters most. Taking risks is something that separates dreamers from doers. When I left my job as an English teacher to start Alibaba, people thought I was making a terrible mistake. I didn't have a technical background or much money, but I knew that if I didn't take that leap, I'd regret it forever. Risks can be scary, but they are the bridges that connect where you are to where you want to be. Fear of failure often holds us back from taking risks, but I always ask, what's the worst that could happen? Even if you fail, you learn something valuable. It's better to try and fail than to never try at all. Each risk you take is an opportunity to grow, to challenge yourself, and to discover what you're truly capable of. Think of risks as seeds. Not every seed will grow, but some will bloom into something extraordinary. When we launched Alibaba, we had no guarantees. The odds were against us. But every calculated risk we took, whether it was entering new markets or experimenting with technology, pushed us closer to success. It's these bold moves that make all the difference. Taking risks doesn't mean being reckless. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone with a plan and a vision. You might not know the entire path, but taking that first step is crucial. Risks often open doors to opportunities you couldn't have imagined. Without them, growth is impossible. So, where in your life are you holding back because of fear? Remember, the greatest rewards come from the greatest risks. Don't let fear dictate your future. Embrace uncertainty as part of the journey and trust that the lessons you gain will be worth it. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for success. It's easy to focus on what we don't have or the challenges we face. But when we shift our focus to what we do have, everything changes. When I think back to the early days of Alibaba, I am filled with gratitude, not just for our successes, but for the struggles that shaped us. Those difficult moments were the foundation for everything we achieved. Being grateful doesn't mean ignoring challenges, it means finding value in them. Gratitude helps you see obstacles as opportunities to learn and grow. When you're thankful for your journey, you gain a sense of perspective that keeps you grounded. It's not about pretending things are perfect, it's about appreciating the progress you've made and the potential that lies ahead. I often tell people, when you're grateful, you see more opportunities. Gratitude creates a positive mindset that attracts growth and innovation. It's the fuel that keeps you moving forward, even when the road gets tough. For me, practicing gratitude helped me stay focused on the bigger picture, even when the odds were against us. One simple way to practice gratitude is to reflect on 3 things you're thankful for every day. These can be small wins, lessons learned, or even the challenges that pushed you to grow. By making gratitude a habit, you build a mindset of resilience and optimism that will carry you through any difficulty. So take a moment today to appreciate where you are and how far you've come. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a strategy for success. It keeps you grounded, motivated, and ready to embrace the next chapter of your journey. In a world that's constantly changing, adaptability is not just a skill, it's a necessity. When Alibaba was in its early stages, the internet was still a mystery to most people in China. We didn't know exactly how the market would evolve, but we understood one thing. We had to adapt to survive. Flexibility became our greatest strength, allowing us to pivot and innovate in ways others couldn't. Adaptability doesn't mean abandoning your goals. It means adjusting your approach to achieve them. Think of it like a river carving its way through rocks. The river doesn't stop when it encounters an obstacle. It finds a way around it. That's the mindset you need. Embrace change as part of the process and be willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn as you move forward. I often say, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. This idea captures the essence of adaptability. You can't always control external circumstances, but you can control how you respond to them. Whether it's learning a new skill, exploring a different strategy, or letting go of outdated ideas, adaptability keeps you relevant and ready for what's next. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned is that opportunities often come disguised as challenges. When we faced obstacles at Alibaba, they forced us to think differently and find new solutions. Instead of resisting change, we embraced it, and that made all the difference. Adaptability isn't just about survival, it's about thriving in the face of uncertainty. So, how can you become more adaptable? Start by staying curious and open-minded. Be willing to explore new perspectives and take calculated risks. Remember, the ability to adapt is what turns challenges into opportunities and ideas into reality. The question is, how will you respond to the changes in your journey? Success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about who you inspire along the way. One of the greatest joys in my journey with Alibaba has been seeing how our work has empowered millions of people, entrepreneurs, small businesses, and dreamers. Sharing your story, your struggles, and your lessons can create a ripple effect that transforms not only your life, but also the lives of others. When you inspire others, you create a community of shared growth. Think of a flame lighting another candle. Your flame doesn't diminish, it multiplies. That's the power of inspiration. When I speak with young entrepreneurs, I remind them that their journey matters, not just for their own success, but for the hope and courage it can spark in others. Sharing your experiences, whether of triumph or failure, is one of the most authentic ways to inspire. People connect with honesty. When I talk about the early struggles of Alibaba, I'm not just recounting history, I'm showing that success is possible even when the odds are against you. Your story, no matter how small it seems, can be the spark someone else needs to keep going. Inspiration is not about being perfect, it's about being real. When you embrace your journey with all its ups and downs, you show others that they can do the same. It creates a chain reaction of positivity and determination. By lifting others, you also lift yourself, creating a legacy of growth and empowerment. So, who can you inspire today? Share your story, offer encouragement, and remember that success is amplified when it's shared. The world needs more people who are willing to inspire change and lead with authenticity. What will your ripple effect look like? Having a clear vision is like holding a map that guides every step of your journey. When I started Alibaba, I had a vision to create a platform that would empower small businesses and bring opportunities to people worldwide. That vision was my North Star, keeping me focused even when challenges threatened to derail us. Without a clear vision, it's easy to lose your way amidst distractions and difficulties. Your vision is more than just a goal, it's your purpose. It defines why you're doing what you're doing and keeps you motivated when the road gets tough. Imagine driving in the fog without a destination. You might move, but you'll never get anywhere meaningful. A clear vision cuts through the noise and gives direction to your efforts. To develop a powerful vision, start by asking yourself, what truly matters to me? When you align your goals with your values, your vision becomes a source of energy and inspiration. For me, it wasn't just about building a successful company. It was about creating something meaningful that could impact lives. That clarity made every challenge worthwhile. Once you have a vision, write it down, make it tangible, and revisit it often. At Alibaba, we constantly reminded ourselves of our mission, and it kept us grounded during times of uncertainty. A written vision not only solidifies your purpose, but also helps you communicate it to others, rallying support for your journey. So what's your vision? Take the time to define it and let it guide you. With a clear vision, you'll find the strength to overcome obstacles, the focus to avoid distractions, and the determination to keep moving forward. The future belongs to those who know where they're going. Every big success is built on countless small victories. Early in my journey with Alibaba, there were days when the only thing we could celebrate was completing a small task or overcoming a minor challenge. It may not have seemed significant to others, but to us, it was a sign that we were moving forward. Learning to celebrate small wins is not just about recognizing progress. It's about fueling the motivation to keep going. Small wins create momentum. Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small but grows larger and faster as it moves. Each small victory adds to your confidence and builds a habit of perseverance. Whether it's mastering a new skill, achieving a daily goal, or solving a problem, every step counts. These moments remind you that progress is happening, even if the finish line seems far away. When you take time to celebrate, you also cultivate gratitude. I always remind my team to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. Gratitude helps you stay focused on what you've accomplished, rather than stressing about what's still ahead. It shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance, which is a powerful mindset for growth. Celebrating doesn't have to be extravagant. Sometimes, it's as simple as acknowledging your effort, sharing your achievement with someone, or taking a moment to reflect. During Alibaba's early days, we would often share small wins as a team. Those moments of recognition kept our spirits high, even during challenging times. So what small win can you celebrate today? Recognize the effort, the progress, and the lessons learned along the way. These victories, no matter how minor they seem, are the building blocks of something much greater. The more you celebrate your small wins, the stronger your belief in your ultimate success becomes. Everyone has a story, and your story is your strength. When I reflect on my journey, I see how every challenge, every rejection, and every mistake shaped who I am. In the early days of Alibaba, I was told no repeatedly. But instead of letting those moments define me, I used them as fuel to push forward. Your story, with all its twists and turns, is what makes you unique. Your challenges are not weaknesses, they are lessons. Each struggle you faced has given you a perspective that no one else has. Think of your story as a book. Every chapter, whether it's full of triumphs or setbacks, contributes to the bigger picture. When you embrace your story, you discover a well of strength that you didn't even know you had. Sharing your story can also inspire others. When I speak about my experiences, I'm not just recounting my past. I'm showing others that success is possible, even when the odds are against you. Your story has the power to connect, motivate, and encourage those who might be facing similar challenges. Don't underestimate its impact. Embracing your story also means letting go of shame or regret. Every mistake you've made has brought you to where you are today. Instead of hiding from your past, use it as a foundation for growth. When you own your story, You take control of your narrative and show the world what you're truly capable of. So, what does your story say about you? Take time to reflect on the experiences that have shaped you. Use them as a source of strength and as a reminder of how far you've come. Remember, your story is not just about the past. It's a tool to build your future. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. Many people believe that once they reach a certain milestone, they'll be happy or satisfied. But the truth is, every achievement leads to new challenges and opportunities. When we built Alibaba, I quickly realized that each success brought with it more responsibility, more questions, and more work. Success isn't about arriving, it's about growing. The journey teaches you more than the destination ever could. Along the way, you develop skills, build resilience, and discover strengths you didn't know you had. Think of a mountain climber. The summit may be the goal, but it's the climb, the effort, the persistence, and the focus that transforms them. It's easy to become fixated on the end result and forget to appreciate the process. But the process is where life happens. When I look back at Alibaba's early days, I don't just remember the successes. I remember the lessons, the laughter, and even the struggles. These moments are what make the journey worthwhile. Accepting that success is a journey also helps you deal with setbacks. If you see each step as part of a larger process, obstacles become opportunities for growth rather than reasons to quit. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each step, no matter how small, moves you closer to your vision. So are you enjoying the journey? Take time to appreciate where you are now, even as you strive for what's ahead. Success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you become along the way. Remember, the journey is the reward. Determination is more powerful than talent. When I started Alibaba, I wasn't the smartest person in the room, and I definitely didn't have the most resources. But I had determination, and that made all the difference. It's not about how gifted you are. It's about how willing you are to keep going when things get tough. Determination transforms challenges into stepping stones. Think of determination as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. There were countless times when we faced obstacles that seemed insurmountable. Lack of funding, lack of belief from others, and even self-doubt. But each time I reminded myself why we started and pushed forward. Your why is the fuel that keeps your determination alive. Determination also teaches you resilience. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to feel defeated. But those who are determined see failure as a temporary setback, not a permanent roadblock. I often tell people, it doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you get back up. That's the essence of determination. It's not about avoiding failure, but about refusing to let it stop you. The beauty of determination is that it's accessible to everyone. You don't need to be the best or the brightest to succeed. You just need to be consistent and committed. Each small action you take builds momentum, and that momentum leads to success. Talent might give you a head start, but determination is what carries you across the finish line. So, what are you determined to achieve? Take a moment to reconnect with your goals and commit to them wholeheartedly. The journey won't always be easy, but with determination, you'll find a way forward. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about persevering. The future is built one decision at a time. When I started Alibaba, I often imagined what we could become. I didn't focus on where we were, but on where we wanted to go. That vision inspired me to take bold actions, even when the path wasn't clear. Dreaming big isn't about ignoring reality. It's about using your imagination to shape a better one. Visualizing your future helps you stay focused on what matters. It's easy to get caught up in daily struggles and lose sight of the bigger picture. But when you have a clear vision of the life you want to create, it becomes your guiding light. Every choice you make, every action you take, brings you closer to that future. To build the future you want, start with small, consistent steps. You don't have to do everything at once. Focus on what you can do today to move forward. I often remind people, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. This mindset keeps you grounded in action while staying inspired by your vision. Let your future self inspire your present self. Imagine looking back years from now and feeling proud of the decisions you made today. Use that sense of pride as motivation to keep pushing, even when it feels hard. The sacrifices and efforts you make now will create the foundation for the life you dream of. So what kind of future do you want to build? Take time to dream, but don't stop there. Turn your dreams into plans and your plans into actions. The future belongs to those who dare to imagine and are brave enough to act.
In a world brimming with distractions, Jack Ma, the visionary co-founder of Alibaba, delivered a talk that captivated the audience with its blend of wisdom, authenticity, and actionable advice. The session wasn't just inspiring, it was a masterclass in reclaiming focus, building resilience, and transforming personal potential into success. Jack Ma shared the essence of his journey, offering insights that resonate universally, whether you're an entrepreneur, a student, or someone seeking personal growth. Jack Ma began by challenging a fundamental misconception, the idea that others will fight for your dreams as passionately as you do. His candid acknowledgement that nobody cares about your dreams as much as you was a wake-up call. Yet, far from discouraging, it was empowering. He encouraged everyone to take ownership of their aspirations, emphasizing that success starts with personal commitment. The talk delved into the importance of shedding the need for external validation. Jack Ma pointed out how society often pressures us to seek approval, but he urged us to break free from that cycle. If not now, when? If not me, who? He asked, igniting a fire of self-responsibility. By focusing on authenticity and rejecting comparisons, he showed that true freedom lies in embracing who you are and what you can uniquely offer to the world. A central theme of the presentation was courage. Jack Ma shared how fear and doubt are companions of anyone striving for greatness. But courage, he explained, isn't about being fearless. It's about acting despite fear. Through his own stories of rejection and setbacks, he reminded everyone that resilience and determination often outshine talent in the pursuit of success. Another highlight was Jack Ma's emphasis on investing in oneself. You are your greatest asset, he said, urging the audience to prioritize personal development over fleeting distractions. He stressed the value of daily commitment, consistent action, and the importance of celebrating even small victories. Each step forward, no matter how minor, compounds into monumental achievements over time. Jack Ma's insights also extended to the need for adaptability. In a rapidly evolving world, those who adapt thrive. His message was clear. Flexibility is the key to longevity and success. He encouraged everyone to see failures not as endpoints, but as opportunities for learning and growth. If you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit. Change yourself, he reminded the audience, illustrating the power of self-transformation. The session closed with a powerful reminder about the importance of vision. Dream big, Jack Ma urged, but act with purpose every day. He painted a vivid picture of how focusing on the future you're building can inspire your actions in the present. From embracing gratitude to inspiring others through your journey, his advice culminated in a call to action, to not only achieve personal success, but to use that success to uplift others. Jack Ma's words were not just a reflection of his achievements. They were a roadmap for anyone determined to transform their lives. As the audience left, one thing was clear. This wasn't just a speech. It was an invitation to action. The only question left was, how will you answer it? Now that you've explored Jack Ma's transformative insights, it's time to take action. The wisdom shared here is not just for reflection. It's a call to start making meaningful changes in your life today. Which part of the journey resonated most with you? Is it owning your dreams, embracing resilience, or finding strength in your story? Whatever struck a chord, use it as the fuel to ignite your next step. Ask yourself, what is one small action you can take right now to move closer to your goals? Success is built on daily choices, so start today. Revisit this talk whenever you need a spark of motivation or a reminder of what's possible when you focus on yourself. Let's keep the conversation alive. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What lesson from Jack Ma inspired you the most? Your insight could inspire someone else. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on more life-changing content. The journey doesn't stop here. For more inspiration, watch our next video, 12 Keys to Success. Build super focus and win big. Jack Ma. And continue building the future you've always envisioned. You've got this. Make it happen.